Good.
Wonderful. Hi guys, it's Adam from Revolution Fitness Academy. We're just going to go through how to push up. Anybody who's coming to Revolution Fitness Academy sessions, again you can practice this at home, but we coaches will be picking you up on it all the time. If you're doing your own exercise sessions, or if you're using the exercise videos on here, sometimes it's just nice to practice things, to go through it. We will be going through brief bits of technique anyway in the sessions, but we're just going to dedicate a video to it anyway on the mobility section. So, common things that we see with, actually let's go back to whenever we talk about squatting or anything, we talk about that pushing the knee out. When we talk about squatting and pushing the knee out, the reason we're doing that is because we externally rotate the hip. That stabilizes the hips and protects the back. It also puts our knee and like our ACL and all those bits of tissues and tendons around the knee into a nice strong position. Right? We're externally rotating. The same principle applies when doing a push-up. I know you must have thought where I was going with that. When doing the push-up, we want to externally rotate the joint in the shoulder and the elbow and the wrist for the same principle. If you really wanted to, if you internally rotated and ran into a wall, you would instantly, oh, my wrist, maybe my shoulder, maybe my elbow, even if you just pushed on it a few times, you'd probably feel that difference. Whereas if you externally rotate and run into that same wall, you'd be like, oh, a bit dry on the shoulder, but the wrist will probably survive a little bit more. So I'm not advising you run into a wall, but you just feel it a little bit more, a little bit less. Okay, so we want to externally rotate. So when we do our push-up, okay, hands on the ground, all right, and we want to make sure, whether we're going from our toes or our knees, that as we come down, as we lower ourselves down, we find that our forearms are nice and straight, and then we drive ourselves back up. Easier said than done, I know. So you can go from the toes or the knees, but we want to make sure that the forearms are nice and strong. Now, it doesn't matter if you want to go wider or more narrow. Up to you. The wider you go, the more chest dominated it is. The narrower you go, the more shoulder and tricep dominated it is. They're still all working either way, but they'll just be dominating depending on how far or how wide you put your hands. Right. So we'll just go through it again. Right. Hands nice and strong. Again, it's up to you if you want to go wide or narrow, but both occasions we will find that as we come down, our forearms are straight, all right, and our shoulders are over the hands, and then we press back up. Down, press back up. All right. So we're making sure that we come down and over. Common mistakes that we see with push-ups. Firstly, we'll see people trying to go too narrow for their strength, so you end up seeing this. All right, that is not straightforward. You see my elbow joint pushing out to the side there. The other thing is that we see ourselves trying to make it easier for ourselves. We all do it. We'll try and make it easier for ourselves. We'll leave our bum back here and we'll push down. Now we've got our shoulder behind our hand. All right, and we're in this, well, I don't really know what this exercise is, but I do see it a lot. All right, so we want to make sure, again, that our hands are wider, we come over, shoulders are in front. Remember, it doesn't matter if you go wide or narrow, but our shoulders come over, we come down, my shoulders are in front of my hands, my forearms are straight, and then we drive back up. One, again, if you want to make it harder, onto the toes, up to you. All right, guys? So as we push away, something I forgot to mention, sorry, as we push away, you want to think of it as screwing your hands to the floor. That goes back to that external rotation thing I was saying at the beginning. All right? So shoulders over the hands. Doesn't matter if we go wide or narrow, that's entirely up to you, but the forearms should be straight, the shoulders should be over the hands, and yeah, enjoy your push-ups.